What's going on, guys? It is Frankie here, and this is the 2020 NFL Week 1 recap. And it ended just seconds ago as the Los Angeles Rams pulled it out against the Dallas Cowboys. I guess I should get to what I'm assuming Twitter is going to go crazy over because it's the Cowboys. I didn't think that was pass interference. I thought that was in that moment. I don't know if I would have thrown a flag over that. But we also have to remind ourselves, there were a lot of bad calls this week, and one of the many reasons why, and let me just fix this here, one of the many reasons why this is not only week 1 for the players, there's the questionable pass interference call, not only is this week 1 for the players, it's week 1 for the officials. And the officials are going to be even worse than they normally are. So I think people have to be a little bit more patient, which I know they can't be, but just accept the fact that the officials are going to be awful this season, especially coming out of the gate with no practice for preseason. And they're going to be awful, and they're going to make terrible mistakes like I think they did here. As for the Rams, this was such a big win. Their first game in their home stadium, which is a beautiful stadium. It's just absolutely gorgeous. They spent so much money on it. It looks great. Unfortunately, there's nobody there to watch it. But for this first game coming out, this was such a nice win. And after the disappointment of last season, after all the struggles of last year, for them to come out and get this big win at such an important time, we're right here to start off the season against a contender. Besides a couple of head scratchers, Josh Allen played good. We'll get to Josh Allen in just a second here, and we'll get to the Jets. We'll get to everything here in just a second. But looking at all of these, let's go. Good for the Eagles. We'll get to what's going on with the Clippers. We'll get to everything. We'll get to the Eagles. We'll get to the Clippers. We'll get to everything. But for the Rams to get this win so early on here in the season, that first game of the season, after the struggle that they had last year, this is a nice momentum builder going forward. And this is yet another instance where, and maybe I shouldn't be surprised, this is yet another instance where Dallas struggles. When I think Dallas was hyped coming into the season, and this is another instance where maybe we shouldn't be too high on Dallas because we know that Dallas can be, a little bit of, we know that they have that, they've done that in the past. So, and they were fine tonight, but it's just there were so many opportunities there for them to catch the Rams here, especially late, and they couldn't do that. I mean, that big sack that Dak took on second down was brutal. They were able to overcome that, and Dak had that nice run on third down. But it was just brutal for them to lose a game like this. And again, Zeke had a nice game, but just not enough. There's no real thing I can make here and say, this really changed. It was just two teams I think will be contenders here now going forward. I definitely think the Cowboys. Rams I'm not so sure about, but I'm going to say they are because they're already doing better, I feel like, this year than they are last year. And we'll see how they are going forward. But again, for the Rams to get this win after the bad season they had last year was nice. And for Dallas, it's back to the drawing board here, and it's back to, and Jason Garrett was trending on Twitter, and I'm assuming it's because Dallas fans were either saying they missed him, or they were like, oh, McCartney's worse than Garrett. At least you didn't have to see this after every play, Dallas. At least that was nice. Mike McCarthy doesn't do that. But brutal loss there for the Cowboys, but good win there for the Rams as they start the season here. And good performance here, good performance from Goff. And Prescott actually had a nice game. It just wasn't enough here. But they both threw for over 250 yards. This was not like one of those games where they're both just garbage. We saw a couple games today where both passers just couldn't do anything about it. Both guys threw for over 200 yards here, so there was certainly talent in there. It just, unfortunately for them, was not enough. So, good win there. Nice first Sunday night game of the year. 15 years of Sunday Night Football. Congratulations to them on that. And I just want to talk that Rams Stadium. My God, it is that like the biggest stadium ever? I don't know if it is, but oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, and it is a shame that nobody gets to be in there. It is a shame that no one's going to be in there because of the stupid coronavirus. But good win there for them. All right, so now we're going to break down all the other games here. There were so many games today. Where's Stephon Diggs? He didn't look like a patient. He looks like a healthy human being. I had no idea what happened there. But we will, let's get to the other games here because there was a full slate here. I enjoyed watching NFL today. Let's get to the games here. Start off with Seahawks and the Falcons. And this was yet another instance where Russell Wilson carried this team on his back as he has done so many times in his career. 31 for 35, 322 yards, 4 TDs, no interceptions. He's looking here for some stats. But yeah, it was just good. Again, it was 4 touchdowns, 31 for 35, 322 yards. Just sensational from him again. And we know how great he's been and how he continues to carry this team time and time again throughout the last few seasons when the team has just not been as good. The team has not been good enough around him. They were good the first 3 seasons, especially when they were competing for Super Bowl. I'm making a joke as opposed to toxic attitude. Oh, okay, fine. Sorry. It's been a long day. What's up, Sports Edits? But this was such another fantastic performance from Wilson, who continues to elevate himself. As for Atlanta, they were 0 for 4 today on 4th down, which is quite impressive. I didn't know you could do that, but over 4 on fourth down. Dan Quinn looks like, if it's not this year, I thought he was going to get fired last year. Maybe this year might finally be the end for him. The Matt Ryan experiment, it just doesn't look like it's going to work out here for the Falcons. But that was a tough loss there today, and now they got Dallas next week. Seattle, by the way, big game next week. They play New England in a rematch of Super Bowl 49, the famous Malcolm Butler interception game there. So, nice there. A great win for Seattle, and Russell Wilson continues to be one of the most valuable players in the NFL. I guess, Rob, you want to talk about the Bills here? I mean, I guess I should. I'll start on the Bills here, because I'm not 100% sold on the Bills going forward. But credit to Josh Allen. He was his typical self today. 33 for 46, 312 yards, 2 touchdowns, 14 carries for 57 yards. Threw well, ran well, and the defense had another solid performance out of them, and they blew the Jets out early in this game. It was over quick. It was 21-0 in the second quarter, and from then on, you just knew the Jets weren't going to get it. Now to the Jets. This is, of course, my metropolitan area here, so I got to reference this team. They were horrendous today, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but just how Darnold just continues to not... It's like, okay, it's another year of Darnold. This year, he'll finally turn it around. And again, he was just off. And it's just like, what is going on with this guy? Please, it is so annoying to think about. And I love Darnold, and he's I want to love Darnold at least. Falcons secondary, well, yeah, of course, that too. They have one of the worst secondaries in the league. But the thing with the thing with the Jets here is that we have 2 number 1 wide receivers. That does help. But the thing with the Jets here is just Darnold continues to regress. And the offense is bad around him, and Gase continues to be an awful coach, and it's sad to see there what's been going on there with Gase. I was saying to everybody I knew. Sorry, I have to delete these here. I was saying to everybody I knew midway through the games that like I wanted Gase to be fired immediately. Like I was saying midway through the games I wanted Gase to be fired and I wanted Darnold to be released. I was so annoyed. I'm like, I can't believe we're on year 2 of this experiment, 3 with Darnold, 2 with Gase, and it's just like the same stuff where the offense is terrible and the defense is just giving up all these fun, and Gase the so-called quarterback whisperer continues to be bad and not help Darnold in any way. And the pressure's on him because Jets fans are getting tired. Jets fans are getting fed up of bad performances from this guy and this team year in and year out. And so I don't know what the solution here is. They're stuck with each other. I would have gotten rid of Gase at the end of last year, but they obviously didn't want to do that. Whatever. And it is so... It's brutal right now watching this kid. He looked lost for good portions of this game. Julio and Ridley went off. Is always the defense messing up. Yeah. The Atlanta defense. Yeah, they are the biggest reason why this. Probably why the team's been bad over the years. So, good win here for the Bills. They move to 1-0, and the Jets. I can't even watch this team anymore. So brutal. Bears and Lions, and big upset. Not a big upset, but a nice sized upset here for the Bears, considering how the Lions were up so far ahead in this game, and the Bears came roaring back. Trubisky, credit. He really stepped up today. It's almost like he knew Nick Foles is about to take my job. I have to step up. And he was 20 for 26, 242 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And again, he was throwing the ball. He was not like Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson, but he threw the ball well. He looked a little bit better than he did last year. But I don't know how much he needs to improve. Obviously, way more. But that was such a great win for him, considering how. A lot of pressure on him. We all know, again, Mahomes, Watson, and all that. And for him to get this win and to come back like he did was nice. And I did pick the Bears +3, so that was nice to see there. And for the Lions, yet another fourth quarter blown lead. How many more of these is Matt Patricia going to... How many more of these before the Lions just sit there and go, Matt Patricia, how many blown leads can Matt Patricia have? They had 7 last year, and now here's another one in the fourth quarter. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to watch this Lions team here. Also, beastly underneath was Boss. Knox developing well. Zach Moss got a 2D best. Needs to work on his kicking. Yes. But again, nice win there though for the Bills at least. But goodness, great win for the Bears. Trubisky did his part, but continuous worried so much here about this Detroit team. It's like how much longer are these blown leads gonna happen? It's just over and over and over again. Packers and Vikings. This was a surprise for me today. I had Minnesota winning this game, but you know what? I guess I forgot that Aaron Rodgers is their quarterback. And Rodgers say 32 for 44, 364 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. It seems like, maybe I'm reading too much into it. It seems like he had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. It seems like he's like, all right, Jordan Love, you stay on the bench there. You stay on the bench. You keep staying on the bench. Watch what I can do. and he was terrific. It was classic Rodgers. The receivers they had was nice job by the receivers today. Adams was great. Scantling and Lazard both had their big offensive days there. Disappointed in Minnesota, considering this team is supposed to be a legitimate contender. They made it to the NFC divisional round, and for a defense this good to be on the field for 41 minutes. And they let Green Bay convert 6 of 11 third down conversions, 522 yards of offense, even though it is Aaron Rodgers. A disappointment there in Minnesota, considering that we saw how great they were last year with their defense and everything. But I was not expecting them to give up 43. If you had told me Rodgers would have won that game, I'm fine. But I was not expecting 43 there from Minnesota. The football team, Eagles lost a lot of key players. They did, yeah. And, I have to point that out there. The football team surprised me and say yes, exactly. And by the way, apologies, guys, if the quality is not great. I'm trying something new here with this recap thing. So if the quality is a little bouncy, just forgive me for that. It's probably going to be that way anytime I ever do this. But this is just something new that it says here encoding overloaded. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do multiple scenes here on OBS, but not have have it not like try to frames drop. But overall, it doesn't seem to be affecting me too much here. But good win for Green Bay, and yeah, Rodgers, man. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out why I picked the Vikings. I guess I think the Vikings would be better, but did I forget that Aaron Rodgers is on the Green Bay Packers? Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and he's not dead yet. This guy is not going down without a fight. So great win for Green Bay. Then we had Dolphins and Patriots. This is one of the feel-good stories for me today. I was so happy to see Cam Newton today perform as well as he did. It was after how rough the last few seasons has been, and this guy was NFL MVP 5 years ago, the star of the league, Superman, and then it all fell apart. Carolina, just whatever it was there at Carolina, it just did not work out. Many different reasons there, but it was nice that we had Belichick come in. Belichick really, Belichick really took the best of Cam, really made him, brought the best of him today. 15 carries for 75 yards, 2 touchdowns, 15 and 19 for 155 yards passing. Obviously, you'll never get that from Brady. You'll never get 75 yards running from Brady unless he just goes absolutely nuts. But it was great to see after how much he struggled the last few years to see him come back in this game and play as well as he did. Now, it is the Dolphins. The Dolphins stink. Fitzpatrick, we're just waiting for Tua at this point. And the offense is abysmal as well, and there's it's a bad defense. Well, there are also some injuries. But a nice opponent right out of the gate, not too hard, and Cam showed his best today, and it was great seeing him. He also did the Wakanda Forever after his touchdown, so that was cool to see. So really impressed with Cam, and we'll see how it is going forward. They get Seattle next week, which is going to be a big matchup on Sunday Night Football. We'll see what it is. Let's see how it goes. Go from here. Then we continue with the Eagles and Washington, and the Washington to be determines. And let me tell you, folks, this may have been the first time in NFL history. Somebody's going to have to Google it. This may be the first time in NFL history that a team won a game that didn't have a name. That a team without a name won a game. This was maybe the stunner of the day. I picked the Eagles. I thought Washington had such an awful offseason. I thought Philadelphia was going to roll right over them. And for Philadelphia to do this, first of all, I feel like Washington's teasing their fans here. I feel like Washington might tease their fans and go, oh, this might be the year. Maybe we've got something, and then they'll go like 3-13, like they normally do. But for Washington here, they were so good on the defensive line today, shutting down Philadelphia. How many? What did they get to Carson Wentz? Like 8 times? They got to Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz got sacked 8 times in this game. Now, some of that has to do with the Eagles' offensive line, which is really banged up. Carson Wentz is not great holding the ball. We saw him lose it a couple times here today. I have serious concerns now about Philadelphia. My grandpa, who I was talking to, not a big Carson Wentz fan, never a believer in him. I feel like he's not been the same since his injury of his supposed to be MVP season. He's not been the same, and that's been tough because we were all blown away by him in 2017, and to see him struggle like this, it's disappointing. But we saw the worst of Carson Wentz here today. Saw the worst of this Eagles team, and it's just like, you lose to Washington. You lose to a Washington team that is awful. But my concern for this Eagles team, I can't remember if I had the Eagles being in the playoffs. I did. Okay, I did have the Eagles in the playoffs. Now I have serious concerns. It's like you can't beat Washington. I know Washington's at home, but come on. But as for Washington today, again, they showed. I don't think Washington's going to go very far. I don't think Washington's going to go far this season, obviously, but The defense was good today, and they haven't even fully utilized Chase Young. So look out for Washington here for their defense in the future, but not this season. But that was an impressive win there for the Washington to be determined. So we don't have the Colts. I'll just pull that up here. So the next one, it was Raiders-Panthers. Sorry that didn't work there. But Raiders-Panthers, Oakland today put on a clinic 34-30 against Carolina. Well, Josh Jacobs did at least 25 carries, 93 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 catches for 46 yards. He had the best fantasy football performance of the. He's scared to run. He's made of glass. Yeah, that's true. This was the best fantasy football performance of the day. Was Jacobs, and he really just looking at it, he looked like he was upset about not being offensive rookie of the year last year, and he just came through. And it was just running all over the place today. He's the second player since 1970 to run for at least 2 touchdowns in a season opener in his first 2 seasons. He joined Lawrence Phillips, who did it for the Rams in 96 and 97. Didn't Lawrence Phillips have like some crazy bad stuff in his life? I believe that's not great. Carolina came close. I mean, I'm not expecting much from Carolina this season. They had it on 4th and 1. They didn't give it to McCaffrey, which is weird when you think about it, since this offense is built through McCaffrey. Carolina's not going to go very far this year. I think Oakland's going to be like an 8 team or whatever. But good win for them. Solid, quality win. And Josh Jacobs continues to be a real force in this offense. After that, we had Jaguars and Colts. And this was maybe the shocker of the day. Because I had Jacksonville as the worst team in the NFL. I had said I said that on last Thursday's show. I figured Jacksonville's the worst team in the NFL with all the things going away from them and losing Fournette at the end of the season. I just felt like this was a disaster waiting to happen. And for them to do this today, and Gardner Minshew, lest we forget last year about Minshew Mania. We forgot all about that. Oh, this guy, he had his the weird, his beard or whatever. I don't know. I forget what his facial hair is. But he had that run there, and everybody was thinking, oh, maybe this guy's going to be great. And then he kind of faded off here. He was great today, 19 for 20. He had a near-perfect game. I was sitting there with our friends today, watching at my aunt's house, and I was just sitting there and screaming, Gardner Minshew's throwing a near-perfect game. Gardner Minshew! 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And got the nice touchdown there late. 1 on 4th down with less than a minute to play. Look, I still think Jacksonville's not going to be good this year, but this was such a nice win out of the gate. And Indianapolis, the Philip Rivers experiment, at least for one game, not good. 2 interceptions, 1 called back because of a penalty. And yet again, this game ended with Philip Rivers having to drive the length of the field to win the game. That didn't happen. Now it's only a 1-year contract for Indianapolis, so at least they don't have to sit there and if this doesn't work out, they don't have to pull their hair out like, oh gosh, we're stuck with this guy for years. It's just a 1-year deal. But already signs of a concern there for. I don't think this is going to work out here, and it's sad because Philip Rivers is a great. His peak was a great player, but this whole thing right now is just not working out right now for Indianapolis. And to lose to the worst team in the league like that, that's what's crazy. That we had maybe the 2 worst teams in the league, Jacksonville and Washington, both win, and Carolina, another bad team. They were in contention. The only really awful team that was terrible today was the Jets. The Jets stayed terrible today and made us not believe that there's any reason to believe that they're going to get any better. Good win for Jacksonville. The final 1 o'clock game, Browns-Ravens. Lamar Jackson began his 2020 MVP campaign. This was typical Lamar. Now, we're all going to wonder about the postseason. We're going to see what is this guy going to be able to do in the playoffs, in the postseason. The last 2 postseasons have been awful, and I will continue to mention that over the year, is how bad his postseasons have been. But today, at least, it was typical Lamar. 20 for 25, 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, 7 carries for 45 yards. Threw the ball really well today. He was 9 for 10 for 180 yards on throws 10 yards or longer downfield. And now they get Houston next week, which would be an interesting matchup for him and Watson. But this was a fantastic performance from the Ravens, who showed the Browns aren't a great team, but they showed we're going to be contenders here. And the Browns. It's sad. I'm sorry to you fans. I'm sorry. This, you don't deserve this. The Cleveland Browns fans do not deserve this. New coaching staff. All right, this year we're gonna. And Mayfield didn't look good. OBJ is just waiting. I'm just waiting for that contract to be over with. Mistakes on kicking. Lamar just destroyed them. The last time the Browns won an opening game of a season, Jeff Garcia was their quarterback. It has been that long and that abysmal in Cleveland. And I'm sorry for them because, again, their fans don't deserve this. Just, how much longer? How much longer is this going to last here? I can't watch the Browns anymore. It's just sad now. Now let's get to the 4 o'clock games. Chargers beat the Bengals here 16-13. And this was not a pretty game. This was not a very offensively efficient game. I think there were only 2 touchdowns in this entire game. Chargers got it done here. Bengals kept it close, which I'm happy. I took the Bengals +3, and they tied it, so I'm at least happy. At least it's a tie. Burrow today looked good. Not great, not perfect. He gave himself a D, but there were moments in this game. I'm like, 23 for 36, 193 yards. He has moments. The rushing touchdown was nice. There's potential there. Now I think he's not going to be able to see it at least this year with this awful Bengals team, but there's potential there with Burrow. And the last kick, the guy misses the kick, a chip shot kick, and then he has to like hold his hamstring or whatever because he got hurt on that. That's not an ideal way for the Bengals to lose. That's like the way the Chargers would lose a game. And speaking of the Chargers, solid win. Joshua Kelly, the big player here today, 12 carries for 60 yards and 1 touchdown. But yeah, there was no. This was not a great red zone game here today. Speaking of a game that was not as good as I thought it would be, Saints Buccaneers. This was kind of a disappointment. Neither offense today, and this game was talked about. What's up, Lake Nona? DeAndre went off for the Cardinals. He did. That was, and we'll get to the Cardinals in just a second. The Saints Bucks was maybe the most disappointing game of the day today. You thought this would be more of an offensive show, and it kind of was, but there were many moments in this game where the Saints and Bucks offense looked sluggish. The Saints offense did not look very good, but they were able to get enough going there, and they did have the pick 6, which really helped. Janoris Jenkins had the huge pick 6. That was maybe the game changer there. And at least and their offense is going to be fine. Their offense, we know with Drew Brees. As long as Drew Brees is Drew Brees, and as long as you still have that solid offense. Again, this is their first game. There's no dress rehearsal. This is their first game, so we're going to see some teams, not get up to snuff yet. But this was a good win for the Saints, at least to start off 1-0. As for the Bucks, not a surprise for me. Even if the Bucks do well this year, I think we all know this is the first game. Tom Brady's in a brand new system. First time he's been in a new system in almost 20 years, in his entire career. Gronk is coming back. Gronk was a non-factor today, but Gronk missed a year. Leonard Fournette also was a non-factor today. I was hoping he'd be used more, but whatever. And the Bucks were just not. And again, I think they'll be able to work their way out. I think they'll be fine. Now we'll have to see how healthy Brady is. But Brady did not look great. Brady had his moments. He had the rushing touchdown, which was nice. He had a couple passing touchdowns, but the 2 picks were not very good. The pick 6, I don't know if it was just a bad route or just he missed through the ball there, but not ideal for them. And we were talking so much about how Jameis throws all those turnovers. This game changed on the pick 6 there at the end of the first half. So, I think the Bucks will. I think the Bucks will turn it around here. I think eventually they'll find their way, and I think eventually they'll be fine. I trust Arians, but this was not a great start here for Tampa. But again, this is game 1 early. We have to remember a lot of these. This is game 1. They'll be fine. And another thing we have to take into account: these COVID things. These COVID tests. If any of them are positive, what happens? Do they have to do these players have to forfeit the games? Thankfully today, nobody got COVID. They did the test yesterday, and I will say this little political rant here. I am glad that these players are getting tests on Saturday and they're able to find out about them on Sunday. But it is so disappointing that there are so many tests that like normal people are trying to get one day and they don't get them until like 2 weeks later. That's really annoying. We have to work on that in this country. We have to get better with these tests. But I mean, if I could go on and on about this country's failure with this COVID, but this was it's a struggle here for Tampa. But this is one game. Let's see where they are after next week when they take on Carolina, a worse team, not as good as New Orleans, and let's see how they do it there. And then finally, the last game here: Cardinals and Niners. And this was a big upset here. I had the Cardinals +7. I'm so happy I did. DeAndre Hopkins today, 14 catches for 151 yards. Where was that for the Texans on Thursday night? Bill O'Brien, you realize how dumb a mistake you made? Look at how the defender jumped in front of the pick 6. Okay, yeah. I was trying to figure out on TV. I was like, it looked like the defender got in front of that, but I was also wanting to throw it a little bit to the left there. But Hopkins, man, just fantastic. Kyler Murray, 100 rushing yards. And that combination of Murray and Hopkins, so nice for Murray here to be able to get such a great to add to his arsenal with a great receiver like Hopkins. Those two should be really fun together there in Arizona. And Hopkins was such a beast there. And for San Francisco, I know there's some injuries there. I know there's some problems there, but I didn't pick this team to get to the Super Bowl because I still have major concerns with them, mostly with their quarterback. And their offense today was not very good. 2 for 13 on 3rd and 4th downs. 4 red zone trips, only 1 touchdown. And now they're going to get some guys back from injury in a couple weeks. But yeah, like if I wanted to start to buy into the Niners, I had to see I had to see better than that. I wanted to see better than that performance that we saw today. But look, is this really gonna like the Niners gonna go 7-9 this year? No, like they'll be respectable because they have a great defense and there are talented guys on offense, and Jimmy G will have his occasional moments. But if I wanted to buy the Niners as a serious, legitimate contender, I feel like they had to do better today than what they did against Arizona. So disappointing there for San Francisco, but Arizona played so well today. So credit to them. All right, and that's all the games right there. That is all of them. All right. So let me just work on a quick thing here. So if you guys are new to this channel, if you guys are watching this right now, if you're new to this channel and you like what you see, make sure you subscribe down below for more content just like this every single day about baseball, basketball, football, everything that we got working on right now. Tomorrow we will have, I guess do we have an NBA thing tomorrow? I honestly don't remember. We have the NFL tomorrow, so we'll have that. And then we'll have the NBA. We'll have Clippers Nuggets Game 7 on Tuesday. We'll have that to break down. We have so many other things right now that we are working on here. The Every Touchdown video came out earlier today, and I've just uploaded another version of it that will be available in the comment section there, which is a weird way to put it. But all right, so if you guys have any comments here, if you guys have any questions, I may have bored you guys. If you have any comments, any questions, please let me know. Sorry that I couldn't get to your questions tonight. I tried getting to most of them, but I really wanted to break down all of these games here. I really wanted to go in depth on this recap. So, if you guys have any final, if you guys don't, then we'll wrap things up here. But I will say, on week 1 here, this was fun. I didn't think we'd get week 1 of the NFL. I think most of us thought earlier back that this was going to be a disaster of a season. I think most of us thought that that the season was going to happen. Or I thought so, at least. Maybe you guys out there didn't. But it was so nice to have this season. It was so nice that they were able to figure out a way to have this season. I don't know how long it's going to last, but to have this season at least for 1 week. The no crowds didn't bother me. And by the way, Jacksonville, the only place that had fans, Jacksonville won the game there. But the no fans was totally fine to me. If you have a room full of people, which I did, the experience is even better. If you're able to overcome it. It was just great to have football there. It was great to have a little bit of normalcy in a world that is very not normal right now. That was such a wonderful feeling to have there. So I really enjoyed that. And then, I'm trying to think if was there any big stories there. No, yeah, there were a couple of close games there near the end. A couple exciting finishes we had. I think was it Detroit that had the. Hopefully we keep seeing football games. Me too. I hope we keep seeing football games too. We'll take 1 week at a time here. But I think it was the Lions game where the guy caught the ball at the end. It was supposed to be the game-winning touchdown. He dropped it. That was fun. Had a couple, we had the missed field goal there at the end. Had some 4th down calls that didn't go team's way. Because if we don't, winter's going to be boring. Yeah, I guess. I'm trying to think. So if we don't have football, because baseball and NBA end in October. So football gets canceled for some weird reason. Well, yeah, we know why it get canceled. I think, yeah, we just have like November, December. It'd be a rough couple of months there. I have to go back in hibernation. I would have to go back and not do the channel, to not have to do the show again. That would not be ideal for me. But I think they'll be able to work something out here and make sure that we don't that they don't cancel. And if not, and the other thing that I wanted to point out here, again, they could forfeit. Like these teams, if a team has COVID, they could forfeit the game. Then you keep the season going, and it's a twofold test. It's not only who's the best team, but who stays the healthiest. And sometimes you could be safe, incredibly safe, but you could, I've seen people who have been incredibly safe and they get COVID, and I've seen people who've been incredibly reckless and not get COVID. So yeah, it's who's the most talented, who's the safest, and who's the luckiest. All of those three can be a combination there if they decide for it. Because you can't suspend an NFL game. You can't say, all right, we're gonna play it next week. Like these guys, their bodies, they can't afford that. So it's not ideal there to have like suspension games. You just have to forfeit, which is not fair to the fans, not fair to the players. But you know what? This whole year is not fair. This whole year is wild. This whole year is obviously bizarre, and this COVID is gonna run roughshod here. But for week one, at least for week one, There was no COVID. Nobody had it. And now it's just about making sure that the protocols continue to be safe, that guys continue to wear masks. We saw some guys wear masks, some didn't. Saw most of the Jacksonville fans, I felt like, wore masks. I am wondering, are we going to start to see more fans go in the ballpark? But then I also realized this winter is going to be brutal. The cases are going to go up this winter. So I don't know if I'm in favor of having fans there in like this November or December. Maybe here in September, but in November, December, especially in colder cities like here in New Jersey, I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, maybe you could do like 5,000. I don't know how it would be, but yeah, you can't have full stadiums, obviously. At least not yet. You're going to have to wait. It's probably not going to happen this year. And it might not even happen next year. I think Fauci came out yesterday and said he doesn't expect America to be normal again until the end of 2021, which, fine, whatever. Fine, I'll take another year of this. Let's go. 2022. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm ready for 2022. But yeah, it's this whole COVID thing is not ideal. It's not under any circumstance ideal. So looking at this here. Yeah, great. Do also want to say, guys, I released an every touchdown video from week 1. That's just up on the channel. That was every game. Super Bowl is going to be weird without fans. It will, but again, I think you'll get over it. It took me 2 minutes to get over the Super Bowl. It took me a half a second to get over football with no fans. Back in Texans Chiefs on Thursday night. And after that, I'm just like, all right, whatever. There's no fans. It's going to be okay. So I told you, it took 5 minutes and I was good. And I think the same is going to be. I think eventually you'll get over it. But I just uploaded the every touchdown from week 1 video. So that was just up. That's up on the channel, so you guys can go check that out. A couple other things right now that I'm working on, and you guys can check that out here. Whenever you're ready. Do want to go over before we go, and maybe we'll do this every week. Do want to go over the NFL odds as of right now. By the way, tomorrow night we have Steelers, Giants, and Titans, Broncos. I might do a live stream. I might not. I'll figure out what I'm going to do there. But we will have reactions to both games tomorrow. So right now, as of right now, midnight here on the East Coast, the Ravens and Chiefs are both co-favorites right now to win it all. The Saints are 10-1. Niners are 11-1. I want to see what the odds like if the odds dropped. But the Saints are 10-1. Saints went up. The Niners went down. The Niners went barely down there. Yeah, the Chiefs are the Ravens and Chiefs both went down. They're both the co-favorites here. Saints went from 12-1 to 10-1. The Niners went from 9-1 to 11. Niners are the 4th pick right now. Cowboys are 13-1, even though they lost. Seahawks are 17-1. They went down after their performance. Bucks went down to 17-1. Patriots 22-1. People are now buying the Patriots a little bit here. Bills are 24-1. And I can understand why. They solid performance today from the Bills. And the Steelers are 25-1. So those are the top 10. And the Steelers, but the Steelers haven't played yet, so we'll see how that is. The Jets odds went way down, and obviously, yeah, like the Bengals odds went a little bit down. So yeah, there's some teams that like, okay, they're gonna be bad. But I think that's it. Unless you guys have any final comments or any final questions, this was a great week 1, an enjoyable week 1. We'll see how it goes on here in week 2. We're gonna have week 2 predictions on Tuesday, so get ready for that. And there's so many other things right now that we are doing here with this channel. And it has been an absolutely enjoyable time here, and you guys have been great so far with doing everything here. So thank you guys so much. How about the Falcons? Oh, the Falcons right now, where are their odds? The Falcons are now 65-1. I don't know if they went down from the previous week. They probably did, but Falcons are 65-1. They started off 50-1. Yeah, now they're 65-1. So yeah, that win was not reassuring of Atlanta there. But yeah, congrats to all the teams that won here in week 1. This was, again, a very enjoyable, very exciting week 1. And I can't wait to see how the rest of the season will play out if we have the rest of the season here. But I'm going to enjoy every minute of it, and that's what you fans should do. However long of the season we have, let's enjoy it because there were many of us, like me, that didn't think the season was going to happen. And the fact that it happened, we should enjoy it for everything that it's worth. So, that's it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to this channel and you like what you see, make sure you subscribe down below for more content just like this every single day. Tomorrow we'll have the 2... Clippers Nuggets. Quick thoughts on that. Wow, Clippers are going to blow this again? I cannot believe that they're on the... I did not watch the game, but the Nuggets win, and now we get Game 7 between Clippers and Nuggets, and that should be very, very fun. And we'll have that on Tuesday. We'll have Steelers and Giants and Titans and Broncos on Monday. We'll have a couple other reactions that we're going to plan over the rest of the week. If there's an NBA game tomorrow, we might do it, but I'm not 100% sure. But we will... good night. Good night, Steven. There's no NBA game tomorrow, so we will no NBA show tomorrow, but we will be doing the NFL shows. We might be doing a Yankee show as well. So all that stuff, get ready for tomorrow. check out the every touchdown videos. Check out the they choking. They are. Check out the every touchdown video. The home run video for tonight. So many things that we're doing on this channel. I'm doing all these things for you guys, and I love that. I love doing this stuff for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow for the next part here of this NFL season. See you guys. Good night. God bless.